Welcome back. Well, nearly 40 years since Danny Stowe was murdered, his family refuses to stop searching for his killer.
And tonight's CSI Atlanta, CBS 46's Karyn Greer and crime scene investigator Cheryl McCollum are heating this cold case back up, re-examining clues and taking a closer look at the suspect.
The night Danny Stowe was killed, Wayne Williams, the main suspect in the Atlanta town murders, was convicted of killing two men. Police devoted every resource trying to link Williams to the horrific crimes. Danny's widow, Luann, says police never even called to tell her what happened.
The call came from his brother, who was with him that night.
28-year-old Danny was shot in the chest by an angry customer he'd escorted out of the Purple Onion. Danny and his brothers were regulars at the popular strip club on Stewart Avenue.
The regular doorman called in sick, and Danny said, "Well, I'll stand there."
The shooter escaped in a 60s Chevy Nova with a black top and orange body. CBS 46 crime scene investigator Cheryl McCollum says finding that Nova is key. Mac and former Fulton County Assistant District Attorney Dawn Belisle reviewed the case file with me.
I think that car is his office. I think everybody knows him around that car. That's not even a kind of car you would steal if you had any sense. There weren't two of them in Atlanta.
And that's a flashy, that car is a flashy car.
Nearly 40 years later, Danny's killer remains at large, and all the evidence from his case misplaced or lost.
I think the city of Atlanta was sloppy.
In 1982, witnesses told police Danny's killer argued with the bartender over running a tab, which was against the club's policy. He's described as a black man just over 6 feet tall, sharply dressed with pointed-toe shoes, tan trench coat, and a wad of cash he kept flashing. Danny's two brothers were playing pool in the back of the club. One went running when he heard the shot.
He ran out front and Dad was laying down. He says he didn't see anything. 3
prints from a drinking glass and a .38 caliber bullet from Danny's chest were submitted into evidence, but it's unknown if anything was ever tested.
Locations changed, database changed. We even went as far as Washington, D.C., thinking they had possibly been sent there. They couldn't find them.
Luann and her son Tommy have spent the last 20 years, thousands of hours and thousands of dollars searching for the killer. We also reached out to forensic criminologist Dr. Laura Petler for help.
We're gonna light that laser up to show where the shooter was.
Using her kaleidoscope system, Petler reconstructed the crime scene to create a profile of the killer.
They are the biggest, baddest, most masculine guy in the bar. They're pushy.
Petler adds the killer saw Danny as an interference, and he paid the price.
Here he is, the object that's keeping the offender from getting what he wants, which was to sit in that bar and drink. So, of course, he's the one that takes the hit.
Max says it's time to move this case forward.
I think we need to re-release the car, the picture and the tag number. Okay. I think we need to re-release, the dates and times so that people can make, oh wait, I remember something about that.
Right. I would try to see if I can find out who was the registered owner of that vehicle.
CBS 46 crime scene investigator Cheryl McCollum and I have examined the family's files, and tonight's story is just the tip of the iceberg. They've revealed to us they believe they know who the killer is. We're following that trail next. For CSI Atlanta, I'm Karyn Greer.
Thank you, Karyn. And be sure to download CSI Atlanta, the podcast, where you can listen to more on tonight's case and other cases. We're on Apple, Google, SoundCloud, Spotify, and Stitcher.
Well, it doesn't happen often.